Hey everybody, it's Christine, and today I have a new layout up for Simple Stories using the fabulous new Going Places collection. And this one I decided to do of my teenage son on a vacation from last fall. So I opted for this pretty dark blue patterned paper background, and it is a monochromatic paper, so you can see it adds a little bit to it, but it's not distracting at all. The next thing I did was I went for some different colors within the collection because I really am going to try and focus on the puffy title stickers within this collection. So I really built my whole idea around focusing on those. So I pulled out some of the red patterned paper that you see, some orange, some yellow, and some green, and I cut out 1/4 inch strips, and I'm going to build 4 concentric squares on my layout, and this is super tedious. There's no nice way to say it. It took me a long time to get them on there straight, to place the puffy stickers within them. The whole thing took a long time. Now, end result, I was happy with. However, had I realized how tedious it was going to be, I might have gone a different route, or thought through it a little bit more to figure out if there was a way I could make it less tedious. That said, we'll carry on, but I do want to I wanted to point that out. I don't want you to think like, well, that looks really hard and she's making it look easy. Yeah, no. It was not easy. You can see right there, just trying to get things on there nice and straight and everything, because it'll show if it's not straight. So I really took my time. I mitered the edges. I did all those things to try and give it as good of a look as I could. Now, all of this was to achieve a look with the puffy stickers. So, I was able to achieve that look, but it just, it was definitely a time-consuming process, and obviously I'm not going to make you sit through all of it. Here is a quick look at how it looked when I got them all on there. And you can see I used the red striped paper. The orange and the green are more solid. The yellow had other colors on it. I didn't care. I was just going for that's the main focus of that color. And you can see now I'm just going back and mitering the edges after I've gotten them all on there straight and just cleaning up some of the details. The next thing I'm going to do is add my pictures. Now, my pictures also helped to dictate the colors because, as you can see, my son is wearing a blue shirt that's pretty close in color to my base paper. There's also fall foliage in the background. So I get the reds, I get the oranges, I get the yellows. So all of those things helped really dictate which colors from the collection specifically I chose to work with. Now, one of the things I'm doing right now is I am taking some old 3D foam adhesive packaging and using it to pop my pictures up. So that one that I just put on was from 3D foam circles, and I had used all the circles, but I keep the back piece because it's sticky and it still works the same way. So when I have a picture like that I want to put on, I don't have to use a whole bunch of circles or anything. I can just stick that on there and make use of it that way. And so on the second one, I used some old Christmas tree packaging. Again, it was 3D foam Christmas trees, and I just used the leftover packaging. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is begin to build in all of my puffy stickers. This is, again, another time-consuming part of it. What I did was I wanted to have them work into each of the borders, and I'm going to work one into every single square. So I'm going to have a red one, an orange one, a yellow one, and a green one, all up above the picture. Then down below, I'm going to have another set. And so it's really going to be bringing each color together. My goal was to create some movement up and down the page, but to really have pops of red, pops of orange, pops of yellow, and really work all those colors in. So I am going to kind of speed up this and let you just see how it comes together because it's time consuming, but there's not a lot of detail to it. So I'm going to flip through this real quickly and let you see how it comes together. Now I've got a couple of them on there, and you can see I'm working how it's working to frame the pictures. and bring the eye down the layout. And then let's go ahead and get a couple more on there. Here you can see now I've worked in the green up above, so I've got the entire set up above done, and now I'm working in the bottom as well. And, you know, some of the words, it was limiting, but not bad. It's 2 sheets of stickers, so there was definitely options there as far as the words went, and some of them I had even more than 2 options, but some of them I didn't. So like I have go and let's go on there twice. Totally fine. It worked with the color scheme. That was what I was going for. It was less about the words, because the words all had to do with going on vacation, than it was to do with the overall artistic design of the whole thing. As I worked, I did move things around quite a bit with the titles and all that, until I was finally satisfied with how they looked. In the end, I love the way that they cascade down the layout, but I also love how they look like they tie right into those borders. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out pretty much all the embellishments from this collection, and I am going to add to my colors. So I'm going to pull out the chipboard. I'm going to pull out the ephemera. I'm going to pull out the cardstock stickers. I'm going to pull out the brads. I'm going to pull out the 4x6 sticker book. Like everything I've got, I'm going to pull out, and the puffy stickers some more. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through one set of embellishments at a time and add to each color line. So like I started off with my puffy stickers, and I'm going to add one of those to as many lines as I can, whatever works and is appropriate. Then I'm going to add on some stickers. Then I'm going to add on some brads, and so on and so forth, until I have a cluster around each set of words that coordinates nicely, has some good dimension, and feels balanced. Definitely a little bit of a challenge with 8 different sets there to work on, especially because, as in any collection, certain colors there's more of, other colors there's less of, and so trying to figure out what to place where and how to have it complement the other shapes within and all that stuff. And so it's really just trial and error, so I didn't like stick my stickers down super tight until I knew I was ready for them to go on there. So like looking right now at that sunshine did not work. It was too big for what I was looking for. So I just pushed that one off to the side and then pulled some other stuff out, all just playing and figuring out, and also being willing to maybe put a little bit too much on and then pull some things off in the end. That's something I tend to do a lot of, is I get too much on there and then I step back, I pull a few things off, and then it has a good balance, because sometimes you just don't know. You feel like maybe this is too much, but maybe it's not. And so that's something that I really like try and do whenever I look at a layout and whenever I'm working on one. Just look at it and say, okay, is there too much or is it just right? And a lot of times it's, okay, that's too much, so I'm going to take that element off. So as you can see, it's all coming together. I'm going to go ahead again and just fast forward a little bit so you can see how it comes together. The decorative brads are definitely becoming a favorite for me. I am loving them in every collection so far and finding myself really gravitating to using those on a regular basis. They worked especially nicely on this one, just as an added element. That metal added a nice different texture into the whole thing. The final, very last step in this layout is going to be adding in some some Nouveau drops. And I'm just going to add in white Nouveau drops. The collection does come with enamel dots, but it wasn't in exactly the colors. It didn't have all the colors that I was working with here, so I just set those aside for another project. So I opted for just straight up white Nouveau drops. Now, another reason that I opted for that was I had one place where I accidentally tore my paper, and so I knew that I needed to cover that up. I had a little white spot on my layout, and so I wanted to cover that up. So I just added a very small amount of white Nouveau drops, just tapping them in around each word and working their way up that layout as well. If you want to check out close-ups of this layout, you can definitely hit the Simple Stories blog, and I have links to this collection down below if you're interested in checking it out more. And that's it. Have a great day, everybody. We will see you again next time. Be sure to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and hit subscribe if you want to keep up with future videos on this channel. We'll see you next time.